Okay, so today we are the 24th of November and this is live. We're in the live market at the moment. I'm in my PA account. I already took a trade and I'm up with $152.50. And in here, I just want to show you what that baseline trade looks like. So in practice, we have our baseline, the 21 SMA. We have our 1 minute chart, and then I just want you to have a quick look on how the price is reacting on that line, and that's actually what we're trading in the baseline trade. So in here, let's start off. We don't know what's coming, right? We don't know what's coming. So let's have a look first here. The price is obviously in an uptrend. It's above the baseline. Okay, we're up. So I would only be looking at trades going up. Right. Then you have these candles going towards our baseline, but you see how it's not in a straight line. It's kind of down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. That is actually your baseline catching up with your price. So we can't do anything with that. I would not trade anything to do with that. Now, those last candles no, this one was higher. So 1, 2, 3. There's only 3 candles going straight to our baseline. I would say take a minimum of 4 candles anyway. So this is only 3. So forget about that. This would have been, I would have been doubting a little bit with this one, but you see how this candle closes underneath the baseline. So that trade is completely gone anyway. Even if we were here and you would still be thinking, okay, I might actually go long on this trade and put my order here, then the next candle would have said, no way, not a hope, not a chance. We're closing underneath the baseline, so we're not doing anything. Right. What happens then is that he's doing a retest, and you might say, okay, I might take a short here depending on what the next candle is going to do. But again, false, there's no entry because this candle closed above the baseline. Okay, so we're not doing anything there. We weren't doing anything here. We didn't lose money. We were not in a trade, but those could have been 2 potential setups, even though I didn't like the fact that this candle came higher than this one. It would have been different if this, and then this one was lower, this and this. That would have been very deliberately going to that line, and the price is kind of looking for a place to use as a trampoline and to bounce back off. Yeah, but the fact that this was a bit higher, I don't like that. I personally would not have been, having my order here. Now let's have a look what happens then. Okay, go all the way up. All the way up, okay, down, 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 okay, down, 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 down. Okay, this is still very deliberate. Let me open it up a bit for you. If this keeps going in a straight line, then I would call that very deliberate, because you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 candles already going straight to the baseline. So let's see what the next one does. Okay, still lower than the previous candle, so that's very good, and this is brilliant. Okay, that's exactly what you want to see. This is a very deliberate move to the baseline. We had a high point here, higher than we have been in a long time, so that is like your rule number 1. Well, rule number 1 is that you're actually on top of your baseline for a long time, so we're in an uptrend in general. We're above our line. And then rule number 2 is that you make a new high. See this here? We haven't been here for a long time. And then rule number 3 is that we have a very deliberate move all the way to the baseline, because our price is looking for a place to use as a trampoline. He's looking to go here so we can bounce back up. Okay, I kind of hope that makes sense. And then our rule number 4 is that the candle has to touch the baseline, which it did. It cannot close underneath it fully. It needs to either have the wick or the body in that baseline exactly the way it is now. And then with this candle, I would have had my, where is it? Horizontal line? No, just a line here. I would have had my order just above it here. And then you have to manage your stop loss because this is a very big candle, so you have to be willing to take this risk and make sure that you're in the micro version, not in the normal. If you just have a 25k account, please don't trade this big candle in just a normal Nasdaq. Do the M and Q or in a different market also, like the micros, okay? Because the safe space for your stop loss is underneath this wick here. All right, so let's see what the next candle does. Okay, still going down. Still going down. So this is your new entry. This is brilliant. I love this. So this would have been the new entry, and your stop loss would have been underneath that. This is even better. You see how this candle, that's a bonus tip for you. Okay, that's actually not in your theory, but it's a bonus. This candle is smaller than the previous one, and he's also inside the previous candle. That kind of tells you that the buyers and the sellers are kicking each other very hard in the teeth, and that there is an indication that they're gonna swap instead of going short. There is like a possible swap occurring here, and they might go long then. So I would take my order, and I would get in above there. That is still touching the line, so my order would have been here. And then, oh my goodness, that one I've picked you up. Here you would have been in. So, and because it's a green candle, it means that price went down first. So price came here, price came back. So your stop loss would have been underneath this candle here. Okay, I'll draw the line there as well. Line on line. Line up. Okay. And then you see how it's kicking off? They were looking for a place to use as a trampoline, and then they go all the way up. Now, what would I have taken as a target? You see how you have a static line here? A static line and the baseline, they work very well together. So in generally, you can have like one target 2-to-1 or something, but the other target, I would always have one target at one of the static lines, because more often than not, the price will eventually end up back to a static line. And you see what kind of risk reward you have. This is a brilliant trade. And as you can see, you would have got much more out of it. Even if you do like 3 micros and you have your first target like 2-to-1, your second target at the static line, and then even with your third target, what you can do is just follow along the bottom of the candles. So that means that, where is it now? That means that you would follow with each candle the bottom, the bottom, the bottom, and this candle here would have knocked you out, and then you would have gotten more out of it than just your static line from here to here. Okay, then you would have had what was the entry? This one, yeah, here. So this is what you're risking to get all of this move out of it. Okay, so this is kind of more in practice what it looks like. I didn't prepare this slide, to be honest. I was trading I was trading in a different market, and then I saw this coming up and I thought, oh, this is actually brilliant to just show you how the price is reacting in real life to that baseline, because you can tell here, okay, this is something you would not have been able to trade because the price closed underneath it and it didn't touch it anymore. So that is not a trade, but you can still see, like in that zone, how the price reacts, goes back up, comes back, reacts again, and then makes such a big powerful move. And then this doesn't belong to the baseline trade, but you see here, this is your static line, and you have had the static lines already in module 4. But see how the price came back to sit on top of that, and then boom, it took off again. So I mean, the market is just repeating itself all the time. It's not rocket science. It's just screen time, and nothing will replace your screen time. Literally looking at the chart every day to just have a look and see, okay, what is price actually doing? Okay, price here is very long. It's above the baseline. Price has reacted perfectly on the baseline. It's reacting brilliantly on our static lines. So then you know at the rest of the day, you know that you can expect that the lines will still hold, you know, and that you can trade on them. So it's always a good idea to have a look at how your lines have performed the rest of the day. Okay, so I kind of hope that makes a bit of sense for my very last minute improvisation video. I don't have any script. I didn't even look at the rules or anything, but I just thought, you know, real life is just better to show you when it comes up, you know. So okay, this is your baseline there. This is the trade that would have made your money probably for the week. A beautiful trade. And that is that, and I see you in the next video.